So the Niners are going to Buffalo. They don't seem that eager to do it. I don't seem that eager to go. It's freaking Buffalo. Nothing against it. I mean, I'm sure the wings are great. It's going to be cold as hell. And the Bills are coming off a freaking bye week. That's not fair. And they're at home. And the Niners were in Green Bay just 6 days ago. Wow. This feels like a scheduled loss. What do you expect from this game?
I feel like this is an ass kicking. I mean, I don't see any way other than just being a pure Niners optimist like David Lombardi over there. That's the only, I mean, I can't see any way that the Niners are going to be able to stop this offense. I mean, you have that offensive line that's one of the best in the league. By the way, the one that you saw in Green Bay last week, this one's better. I think that James Cook is a very underrated running back. And then you have an alien in Josh Allen who's playing his best football. He's like Michael Jordan when he got the triangle offense almost. They're telling him like, Josh, you don't need to be the guy. We don't need you just running into
You were born in 1999. What are you talking about? What do you know about Michael Jordan?
Hey, this is going to be another conversation with me and Sage. Sage is the LeBron guy. I'm an MJ guy. But that's
Chase
all I'm
stands
saying.
players he's never watched play before. It's the craziest.
Hey, The Last Dance. Come on, The Last Dance now.
I'm a big Bill Russell guy. Never seen him play. But he's from Oakland.
11 rings. But
hell yeah.
Josh Allen this year, they're basically just saying, Josh, you don't need to do everything. Don't turn the ball over. Just kind of like stay in your zone, pass off to Steve Kerr. Give the ball to Scotty a little bit. That's what you need to do. He's playing his best football. The Bills are humming. I mean, they started off injured at the start of the year, but now they're starting to get some guys back. I mean, they just beat the Chiefs. And in all honesty, guys, that was not a bad Chiefs game. And the Bills looked like the better team. So it's going to be a tough one for the Niners.
I mean, as you mentioned, it's just a scheduled loss. When you saw the schedule, when you got it, it's the first thing you saw is, okay, Buffalo, Sunday night. And now you find out it's snowing. Your quarterback's hurt. Bills 7-0 off the bye under McVay. Niners coming in with a minus 21 day rest advantage. Or McDermott, sorry.
I got McVay in your head because we're going to talk about him in a minute.
Yeah, under McDermott. And it just, you look at how they approach the game. Like, they're not like the Chiefs. They're more Lions. Like, they want to embarrass you. They want to run the score up on you. You saw what just happened with the Packers. I mean, Jordan Love, he's a good quarterback. Like, he's more of a talent than he is a great quarterback right now. And he was able to move the ball, run the ball. He didn't have to do much. You got Josh now. How are you going to handle that? They have receivers up the ass. They have Amari, Shakir. They have Keon. Kincaid's out, but they still have Knox. They can attack you in so many different directions. I just don't understand like how this secondary or this D-line without Bosa, because it seems like Bosa's not going to play. It's going to get any pressure. Going to be able to stop these receivers. They're just going to move the ball with ease. And then you got to counter that on the other side of the ball with maybe a hurt quarterback, a backup quarterback in the snow. I just can't even see a path the Niners win.
And that's the thing too. Like, I'm telling you this, if they have Purdy, if they have Trent, if they have Bosa, you don't even know if you're going to get one of those guys. So the fact that this is going to be your season in Buffalo in the snow, just awful. Just an awful setup.
I feel like Buffalo is kind of like making the Niners look bad in the sense that, like, out here locally, people like Lombardi making all the excuses for the Niners. I mean, they're tired. They're exhausted. They've played so many games the last few years. They've played like an extra season than everyone else. Like, how could we expect? We should have seen this coming. Like, they played the same exact number of games as the Bills since 2020. They've both played 87 games since 2020. And the Bills are 9-2. They're still really good. And the Niners are 5-6. So, like, why aren't the Bills tired? It's ridiculous to me. The exhaustion excuse doesn't ring true to me. I don't know.
I think the thing with that is just they have weeks. Like, the Bills have had weeks where they kind of have been gashed and kind of have gotten their asses kicked. But when you have a Superman at quarterback who could just put the team on his back in some weeks, it could bail you out. The Niners just don't have that. So they don't have the luxury of kind of like sleepwalking through games. Like, you sleepwalk through a game, you're down 24-3 at half. You're getting your ass kicked and there's no coming back from it.
I want to shout out Chris Sims. I want to take shots at anybody, but he brought up a weird point. So they kind of talked about this earlier in the week on Pro Football Talk. And they brought up how the Niners are so beat up after all these deep playoff runs, but the Chiefs aren't because they won a Super Bowl. So they get a little bit of a boost out of that. What the heck?
Emotional boost. What about the Bills though? The Bills have lost to the Chiefs repeatedly. It's
exactly. I think it's a horseshit excuse for the 49ers.
It's a horseshit excuse. It's a horseshit excuse, not bullshit. Horseshit. So, and then there's other things I'm looking for in this game. I don't expect the Niners to win or even really compete. I think it's going to be another Brandon Allen special. But like Ricky Pearsall versus Keon Coleman. Ricky Pearsall. I mean, maybe he needs the offseason and he'll be really great in the future. But so far, last couple of weeks, it's done nothing. And there's other rookies in the league taken after him who are producing, including this guy, Coleman. So there's a little bit of pressure on Kyle to get the ball to his first round pick. It's your first round pick, and you picked him, dude. Throw the ball to him.
I mean, back-to-back goose eggs. We all know what happened with Ricky Pearsall earlier in the year. So it's a miracle that he's back here. But the fact is that he's healthy now. Seems like he's ready to go. You can't get him the ball. I don't know if it's that or the fact that he can't get open. I did see him get open in a couple times in the All-22 last game. But I think this really just makes you question, even though they did have a great draft altogether, drafting Ricky Pearsall at 31. When look at Jake Brendel, what he's doing right now. You had, what was it, Zach Frazier? I mean, the fact that you could have gotten a guy like that and you just instead opted to go for a fourth wide receiver looks crazy now. I mean, look at the run game. It's just not the same. That 2019 zone run game is gone. You've kind of not even thought about the O-line. You try to get weapons. I don't know. It's almost like Kyle's like the girl in that high school movie where she's with her regular friends and then she becomes friends with all the cool girls and forgets who she was. Like, Kyle, you're a run-first guy, and now you're just trying to pay every wide receiver $25-30 million, draft a first-round wide receiver every single year, get back to that hard-nosed run game. I don't know. So, yeah, there is a lot of pressure on him to get Ricky Pearsall the ball because it's looking like a terrible pick right now.
I mean, you spent a first-round pick.
Lohan. Go ahead.
So you spent a first-round pick on the guy. And he's just your punt returner now. You can't get him a pass ever since the Bucs game. He's just taking back punts. You had so many needs on that offense, on that defense. You look at, I mean, you're kind of starting to feel like the effects of the impacts of the Trey Lance trade, right? Like you look at the Eagles, right? After they lost the Super Bowl, what do? They draft 2 D tackles. They spend their last draft just like drafting all these corners and addressing needs. The Niners draft a wide receiver who, best case scenario, right? Because you're already paying Ayuk, already paying Debo. He's going to be your wide receiver 3. And then here comes Jawan Jennings emerging. So now he's your wide receiver 4. So there's pressure on it, but like Kyle also doesn't like to play these young guys. So if you're a win now team, just what is the thought process behind it? And can this guy even get on the field now?
Did you hear yesterday someone asked Kyle like, hey, Ricky Pearsall looked pretty good returning punts. Is there any chance that he might keep that job? And he's like, no, it's Jacob Cowing's job. It's like,
that's crazy.
But Jacob Cowing's averaging 8 yards per punt return and Ricky Pearsall's averaging 13 yards per punt return. It's the same thing at running back. It's like, how do you determine who's best at these jobs? It seems pretty cut and dry. Yards per run, yards per return. It's like, no. We look at the tape. What the fuck is the tape showing you that the numbers are? I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, he's Manalytics over analytics, right, Chase? I mean, it's just, I don't understand it too. Like you have the leading rusher in Jordan Mason. Now he's taking back kicks and he can't get on the field either when McCaffrey looks like a shell of himself. So I can't explain what watching the tape is, but there's some home cooking there, to say the least.
I mean, I'll be honest. This is the first year I started watching press conferences at the end of the year. Me and Sage started this shit 3 months ago. I don't get anything from these press conferences from Shanahan, Sorensen, any of the coaching staff. It's just like, I'm seeing something completely different than what they're telling me. And it's almost like I'm like looking around while I'm listening to them like, what the hell are they talking about? So,
but it's not even like a Belichick situation where they're just giving you nothing. It's like they're trying to mislead you and lie. And I don't know if it makes them look stupid or if we're
it makes them look stupid. It makes them look completely stupid when they're telling me shit that clearly is not true when I'm watching the games.